There's a small headset issue, as I'm sure you all noted, but we're heading into the match finally. Here, NRG versus 100 Thieves. Bind is the staging ground, and let's get this one started. No time wasted.
Really common,
leading the way through.
Really common sage wall out there from Artis. It's one that we used to see from top teams on Bind all the time.
That's it up. Oh my goodness. Positions forced there from the nade. First fight taken for Victor to be able to earn that one. And yeah, that sage wall, bit of a nuisance still. Blocking off the one avenue. Artis though, just backing away. Wants to play with the rest of his team. It is a 4v5. They have that advantage, but Sage Wall's on Sage Wall. So he's going to be blocking off another avenue. It's a flood attempt. NRG all the way moving through. Derek with the first one. Victor! Oh my goodness. Right click to the face will be brought down. Cryo's taking a fight straight to them. Still alive, still kicking. Derek top, and the classics do a work.
What a big round from Cryo. Just with the classic, as you said. It looked like NRG had the right game plan there completely. Shut down Asuna. Had B long locked off. The slow orb was good at the bottom of Hookah. And yet 100 Thieves still with that raw firepower overwhelming them, Cryo and Derek. I was all ready, Brent, as well, to come into this match talking about how awesome it would be to see the battle of Artis versus Cryo on Jet. And actually, it's the secondary duelist players, the flex players for both teams stepping up. Asuna, Victor, Raze. That's going to be a key battle. Both of these players very good on it with a ton of experience from the past.
Definitely comfortable. There's nothing complex about it with 100 Thieves approach. Just going to be barreling their way through. No resistance in their face, apart from the high tide that's going to be cutting across onto the side, but it'll be an easy plan. They want to take this fight to them. The angle's not ideal. Nade towards the back. Trying to win this fight out with the Spectres. This is getting a little bit difficult. A lot of damage done, but same could be said to Stella. Sat on 2 HP now. Just needs to survive. Snake bite over the edge as well. 4 kills in the round for him, coming close up to that Viper's pit, where he's been farming this one up, and the tap of the spike to see if they can get Victor out of his hidey hole. They won the ace. They're chanting for it, cheering for it, but Cryo gonna be denying it.
Toxin screen down.
Clean round though, and like you said, Stella building close to a Viper's pit that can really start to get things chained together. On the other side of things too though, Victor's starting to get up to the showstopper. In itself, a fantastic defensive and offensive tool. So do 100 Thieves have something prepped for a bonus round here? These classics doing a lot of damage.
Yeah.
But as we head into the next round, 100 Thieves are grouped up heavily towards B. We'll see this in just a moment.
It's that fast beginning as well.
It's a weird wall. It's for elbow control.
Yeah, pushes them all the way back there, but interesting. Will allow 100 Thieves to get into the site in theory. Satcheling through, Asuna in through the back. Derek covering a lot of this ground with the Phantom in his hands. Asuna making quick work, making sure that he holds down the ground that he's gained. Wallbang angle. Forgot about that one, but it almost brings down one of the players. Still, Plant start to go down here without too much pushback. It's Victor though, creeping around the corner here, smoke in his face, but he might be able to find a timing nevertheless. He's to play with the rest of his team.
It's a good high tide. It does the same thing the Viper wall would for the retake.
Pushing through now, it's Victor. Takes the timing, takes his names as well. The rest of NRG moving forwards, taking the back of the side. It's down to just Stella. Bit of spam forwards, but there's a cove in his face. He needs to break it. He doesn't have the gun for it. Stuck all the way through, full defuse, and it's NRG. Clinical with the retake.
They didn't think we would give up, did they?
Yeah, it's a nice one actually there from Asuna. I really think he's going to get dangerous on the B side. You saw his movement hopping up onto the box. Absolutely fearless in the way that he pushed forward based on the rest of his team's utility. NRG able to deal with it though, and the retake looked secure. It looked like they took their time, were set up for it, got Victor into a good position. Now the showstopper comes online. Stella's one away from his ult. There's a lot of things that can change the tide of this upcoming round. And it is a big eco swing round.
Slow on a snake bite, that's across the map. That global pressure that running the Viper on Bind applies. A bit of a dive in there with the dog as well. Crash is aware of it, knows that it's going to get broken, but controlling these extremities is vitally important when you're trying to play the attack side of bind, either through B long or showers and making a play for it and holding on to that space.
And remember that NRG in the past, this old optic core, when they were playing against chamberless binds, they used to love to push on defense. So 100 Thieves have got to be a bit cautious about that. Though we can tell NRG perfectly happy to just bunker the sites.
They're playing quite far back as well. Big try to slide off angle with 50 seconds left in the round.
It's quite a heavy off angle, really, isn't it? On top of this box, it's an unusual spot to play. But
because he's got a showstopper, I think, that he's playing there.
It's so good for a showstopper play. And everybody on 100 Thieves coming back over into this direction. They've left Asuna as the lurk, but that means no double blast pack.
And Victor. Oh, the amount of value you could get here. Maybe not a single -8 inside. Lets it rip right to the side. No! Damage done. No kills claimed. And a quick TP exit. 24 seconds left, though. And NRG have players to try and shore up the defenses of this B side. If that's where they want to choose to end, it seems likely. Double satchel to the side. Asuna claims his. Still in the fight, still in the action, though. Blinded. Moves to the side. Time is of the essence.
10 seconds left.
9 seconds left. Be able to get that plant down. And Asuna still holding down the angles. He is tearing them apart. Viper's Pit dropped into their faces. This retake looking nigh impossible. And NRG have to accept the reality of their situation, backing away with the guns.
What a demon Asuna is on the B side.
Nasty movement.
Did you see his entry? The double blast pack. After where Finesse was holding, you've got to favor him to some degree, but he just has no idea where Asuna can land. The movement's so clean, he could land in a spot at backside, where FNS has no possibility of killing him, or in tube to take the duel, front side, and then when Crashies flashes out of elbow, Asuna just tucks around the corner and the players flood out of hookah. It looks so beautifully coordinated on the B side from 100 Thieves, and it's all based off how Asuna entries and the others follow up. I think that's got to be an adjustment now for NRG.
Yeah, in the middle of the table between both of these teams is really all about
There.
getting that head-to-head, trying to break that tiebreaker against one another, because these two teams are going to be competing. Try and make it into that top 6 to try and make it into the playoffs. A different approach, though, this time moving forwards into showers.
And Victor on top of the truck takes down Stellar instantly.
Stopper close to the corner, Som.
Down
Nowhere to escape. Another satchel through into the back nade. Going to be rebounding. Off to the side a little bit too much, but Victor contains. Calm and collected there with the aim and a satchel to disengage as he was blinded up. There was a res in play, but still, it's a 4v3. Derek! Where's he pulling that one from? He's answered, though. It's a trade. Still, Cryo's worked himself into that forward position. Control of lamps, but the spike is dropped in the middle of nowhere. Still, it's a 2-on-2. They've made it winnable. Seeker's going to be giving a little bit of, information. Bit odd. This way, that way. Not sure where they're going, but NRG now going to be aware that still Cryo going to be contained into lamps, and it's all about these timings with the orb placed up.
That's actually given Crashies the timing to tuck
Last
bench.
player standing.
He finds the first kill. This locks it down as well.
Oh, that's a beautiful round, and we got to see an insane wallbang angle from Derek. But NRG are often going to, if it feels like 100 Thieves are hitting A, they're going to still leave Crashies on B. Or possibly Artis, whoever is hard anchoring. But a lot of the time in the past, that was Crashies. And as soon as the spike gets dropped there, once Stella dies, and the spike is in this kind of area, or when Derek died, pardon me, and the spike was dropped there, Crashies is able to full rotate and lock it down. That gives NRG a lifeline coming out of the timeout. This Viper wall's so interesting. It goes through the teleporter and makes it more difficult to get through showers, but they actually use the cascade and the wall there to just block showers off. So NRG can now lean 3 towards B. You see Victor rotating. And they're not worried about this B teleport. 100 Thieves control B long, but the TP can't do anything for them, and Crashies responds. Derek, he got the wallbang kill in the prior round and then punished for it here.
It's those glimpses of that old style of NRG when they love to play aggressively towards those extremities when they're playing that defense side. Crashies still at this slide-off angle. It's going to be noted there with a jump peak still. A bit of spam. Stops his spray as well. Dropped to 22 health. One extra bullet could have done it, but no, backs away to safety. 45 seconds left. Smokes have been dropped down. 100 Thieves, how do they want to approach this one? It's slow and steady. Laborious is the way I would describe it still. Maybe 100 Thieves can barrel their way through with a bit of brute force. Asuna Putting his duel out. A bit of a gap in the wall there, but a plant's going to go down here
30
still.
seconds left.
It's a 3v4 with the Reckoning in the back pocket of Som. It's going to make this retake just that much more doable. Finally unleashed. Flash round the side.
One enemy remaining.
Taking the fight straight to them, and they're going to be favored. Positioning, it's not good. Cryo constantly having to adjust. He's finding his ones. What? One more down. Still finds the fourth. Unbelievable.
Is what I trained for.
That is absolutely ludicrous from Cryo.
And not a blink, not a reaction. A small smile towards the end as it all sinks in. That's bonkers.
You're just not favored there. You constantly have to adjust. They double swing. He resets the aim fast enough to land it. I mean, that is just...
And Victor towards the end is timorous because of the shots that Cryo's already hit. And look at what it means.
Yeah.
There to Chet, head in his hands. That should have been NRG's round. They only had one final player to clean up. But my God, Cryo looks like he's back to his old ways, doesn't he? This is not the
Confidence is
same
back.
player. This is not the same player that we had at the start of VCT 2023.
Exchange of the ultimates towards the beginning here. Viper's been actually being chosen to be committed here by Finesse with the Phantom in his hand still. A lot of pressure, look at this. I mean, there's a nade, a snake bite, spam as well. 100 Thieves doing such a good job of clearing out that area and taking full control still. Spike's gonna be planted though. You're gonna be winning these fights out. Trading is effective. Flash to the side though, Crashies. One more kill found down to that 2-on-2. Make it just one. Asuna has to back away. Spike in his hands. A fast rotation.
I think he took a Spectre headshot as he was fleeing there too. Only 39 health. Again, should be another round for NRG. As long as Asuna doesn't pull something, some magic rabbit out the hand.
What? First one found. Seekers. Positions noted. Down to that one-on-one. He's low. No, he still wins it.
They can't lose!
They cannot lose.
The player quality right now that 100 Thieves are showing is just absurd. Bang's 1v3 clutch at the end against Leviathan on Lotus seems to have inspired the rest of the squad to try and grab the clips of their own.
Copy kill.
A 1v4 into a 1v2 win like that.
That's insanity.
One enemy.
Insanity. He had a Seeker in his face, a flash as well that he had to dodge, and still manages to isolate the fights like that. It's just unheard of. But 100 Thieves, sheer player quality, carrying through a couple of these rounds now.
This is the first time we see NRG go for an aggressive push on defense that wasn't just a re-clear. They are full flanking. But Bang's watching for it. Oh, the timing!
Gun out, reflank attempt there. It's going to be claiming 2 guns as well for their trouble. Still moving forwards. Elbow. And back hall's not being re-cleared here. 100 Thieves are going to be feeling the pressure from every single side now.
Poison's off.
They don't have that hookah control. Waiting out of time though. Nade into the back of the side, but no one obviously going to be there. Showstopper right to the side with a satchel in play. Victor finds it on the high ground angle. Down to just Cryo.
In a 1v4.
Yeah, I mean, good luck trying to do this one again. There's a wall in his face. No one's tapping it. Flashed up, so now they know exactly where he is. And there it is, high ground angle. Watch for...
How ridiculous that that's the round that NRG find their victory in. A thrifty. Where they had almost nothing, and they're able to pull it off.
There.
But that's the power of pushing on defense against teams that don't have that trademark behind them that can tell them that the flank is coming. And I feel like maybe FNS will be going for that a little more. They did, however, get lucky. The fact that Bang was holding that angle the whole time and just pulls his iPad out as they swing, you know, that's not based on a piece of utility being used, I don't think. I think that's just a raw, unfortunate timing.
Yeah.
But NRG need the luck. After losing the 4v1 and 2v1, they'll take that.
Movement again. It's good for it. Asuna quickly vacuuming up all that space towards the showers area.
And this is a classic Victor play. NRG have seen this before. Cascade in the face.
Yeah, that's going to really put a dampener on everything. Victor still at that off angle though. He's got a lot of angles to watch there, but the high tide to replace all of it, so it's going to be coming off those angles. Still a flash through. Good enough job to try and dodge this one. Slow at their feet. Nobody making too many moves here. Still a minute on the clock. Avoided. Nade now to the side with a stun. They look like they want to refight over this one. Showstopper though, that's going to be used as a response, but the slow orb really just cutting them all the way back, and the fuse is just steadily creeping down and down and down. Will any kill be able to claim? Damage done. Right onto Artis, a bit of spam through the walls, and this is chaotic, this is scrappy. But NRG, they've got the better guns.
Spike down A. Over here.
With that, they should be able to sail their way through. Bang at the slide off angle here.
Remaining.
He's going to be dealt with. Finished off. Stella the last one left.
NRG are really recovering this map. The determination, the focus, you can see it on their faces. But now 100 Thieves have guns again, and my God, have they been scary. Run the Sage off on
That's
this map
true,
really
yeah.
effectively before.
So maybe this will be throwing a wrench into things. Who knows? Still, 100 Thieves need to win this one out when they're investing everything at their disposal. And it's the same play by NRG. There's no real offset to that. They're able to get that Sage wall down, which gives them a lot of information and finesse. Slight off angle. A bit of jar, and the rest of his team as well locks down that B-long angle on top of it. Orbital strike into the back, also being committed into this one, but 100 Thieves is a little bit disjointed. They're just battling right through, and guess what? Crashes! They all fall beneath his gaze. Derek, though, might try and switch things up once more.
Found one.
Absolute Ferrari swing, ripping off the heads of his oppositions, but it's going to take another clutch. Just passing a buck. One after the other. How does he do this? You're going to give this opportunity! It's a 1v2 down to that one-on-one. Som, wall to the side. Derek spraying through. A bit of damage done, but now the cove in his face. Som sticking it down all the way. Needs to be spammed onto the angle, but it's just too much to predict. And Som, well, Bro's just doing on fake still.
A crazy clutch. Really, the attempt was great from Derek. I like the cove placement from Som. It's in front of the spike. It makes Derek think that it's a fake, that he's going to swing through it. And instead, he just grabs it. But this was very, very close to Derek getting another 1v4 off for 100 Thieves.
Almost made it possible.
It was
Glimpses of that
so
LCQ form.
But shared throughout the whole of the 100 Thieves squad.
Yeah. And another early fight. Look at this. Five ball in their face. Crash is holding a flash pop right through. 100 Thieves. They were disciplined enough. They had the levels to it because they were playing anti-flash, but they didn't have the guns.
And that's just made all the difference, hasn't it? 2v3s still supremely winnable because, as you can see with the NRG rotations, the defenders don't have enough bodies to cover the whole of the map. So if Stella and Bang just play quietly for the moment. Oh, and now they're going to commit.
Smoke's dropped down, yeah. Unusual, look at that.
That's the new bind for
barrier of it as well, just pushing all the way through.
One enemy
Spam onto those angles. They hear the tap of it. Bang is left, last one standing. Tries to at least block off one of the positions, but Artis swinging with the util. And so NRG have steadily
Last
been
round
creeping
in
forwards
the
now. Off the back of that one thrifty win, you can see the tide of this entire half has really just changed focus.
Yep. All comes down to that round 6, doesn't it? Or, pardon me, round 8. Where NRG were able to get that triple push off. I mean, just an insane situation that we're heading into here. A 4-round streak for NRG. 100 Thieves. The double blast pack initiations from Asuna were working so incredibly well. And I feel like they've moved away from that quite a lot. Maybe just trying to give a ton of respect to Victor's off now.
Okay. Clean with the movement to dodge it, but...
he gives up a lot of space
he
there.
He does, yeah. Now he's not going to be so certain trying to post up onto that angle with the operator, but pushing them back and away here. First 20 seconds just being used to fake like they could be hitting towards A with that pressure. Victor's going to be calling, though, the whole time now, holding that deep angle into showers, and it's up to Crash with the jiggle. Doesn't get his head taken off his shoulders. Sives at the moment, gets good info for it. Now we see it. Initiation, potential. It's there. Movement's got to be corrected. Double satchel right up into the sky. Tries to avoid it. Artist close in the corner. Finesse well. The hammer and anvil pushed and pulled right into them. It's NRG who are striking all the way back. Derek left alone again. Into a 1v3. Where is the spike in the middle of nowhere? Tucked into the corner. With so much to do.
It's very tough. That Sage wall could get broken. He could get pushed. There might be flankers.
30 seconds
and there's a
left.
reckoning. Nade just looks unwinnable.
Just looks unwinnable. We've said that one before. Needs to isolate a fight. Will not get one this time. Som takes it. Som wins it. And so 7-5. That's going to be the scoreline, Josh. NRG doing an almost miraculous job of being able to find their way back into this one after losing that string of rounds to the clutches.
Absolutely showcased their quality here on Bind with that recovery of the half. I think they can be very, very happy with how that one ended. Yeah. The exact same pistol setup. They had 4 leaning A, and it looked like Cryo was going to wall long, but they've made an adjustment at the final moments and put Bang over towards B.
Fast though. That's how they want to play this one. Flash in the face, a bit of anti-synergy. Victor is blinding up there. Nade to clear through, and he's not wasting time, is he? Swinging right through the nade and taking up all that space. Still the 1-for-1, and Asuna contains towards the back of the site. Stella moves forwards, blocks off the choke point. And no one can move past it. They've locked it all down here, down to just Som and Artist. Now, lots of tools at their disposal, but how do they find these fights? Lots of time left in a round. Lots of potential to slow it all the way down, and it looks like that's going to be their approach now. A bit of a contact, re-clear all the way through market.
You can see the wall that Cryo's put towards B long, and if Som goes over there, he'll find a timing just as it breaks. As the Sage wall breaks, 100 Thieves should probably be rotating another person to help Cryo here, but they haven't.
Yeah,
it's still only him defending B.
Locked off to the close corner here. Spots it with a jiggle. Wow, okay. Good reaction from Som. And now just looking that much more winnable, potentially. Both going to be dropped into their faces. This is going to be hard to try and get through. Broken in just a moment, though. Now, how do you want to approach this one if you are 100 Thieves? Molly to the side, jumping straight up. You've got to be taking these fights clean, though, and it doesn't look just that likely. The frenzy's in their face. Asuna dropped to 1 health, and he's just not able to do it. NRG on the brink of defeat there in that round. That was a 2 versus 4.
Really nicely done. I mean, the gap that they find is beautifully timed around that wall going down. And also this pistol, it's an NRG classic. They love getting Victor very deep at the beginning of these rounds, double blast packing into lamps or double blast packing into showers and taking space. 100 Thieves just didn't quite have an answer for how they were going to get out of hookah there.
Yeah.
No flash, no blast pack. How do you break crosshair placement? And this gives NRG a massive advantage in the map right now.
Here.
100 Thieves are going to be kicking themselves. That pistol round was what was required to get them even.
I've not seen this defensive Viper wall. It looks like they want to flash through it, but instead contacting up.
Yeah, but it's held. Drop down. Making note of this one. Stella taking the fight straight to them. Som, though, still far back angle as well as just watching for the showers push, but hopes to contain as well as Stella was looking to retrieve that gun.
Finesse and Som are always going to be watching short and showers in those situations. And you saw the same thing the other way around for 100 Thieves. This double up in hookah is really the only dangerous part. They both only have classics. It's not like that they're with shorties, but maybe that'll help them out actually as the hit comes through.
I love this call, though. Just completely avoid hookah control because you know that it's going to be compromised most likely, and even a high tide as well. Look at that. It's clever. Blocks off both the spawn angle and hookah. Slight angle, though, for Cryo to peek out of, and he is able to get a kill. Just the one.
Those high tides are so difficult to get perfect, and there's just a small gap there. I agree with you, Brent. The concept of the high tide is beautiful, cutting off hookah and CT. But that gap exploited. Does it make it winnable, though? I don't see how.
Yeah, Asuna was so far away. I mean, it was an absolute marathon sprint through the spawn, and at this point, time is running so damn low that they just want to play for exits. They want to try and make this expensive. Nade in his hands, though. Asuna doesn't anticipate it. There was a player going to be pushed up through, and, well, kill found, another round gained. NRG, what was just a steady lead, a slight lead, is now starting to grow into something that much more, looking like they could potentially spiral into a map win.
100 Thieves need an answer for this early map control play by NRG. And it's difficult. The desk was talking about it. Cascades are really good for being able to take control. But even more than that, Victor's aggression off the Sky utility is in itself just hard to counter.
See how they opt to do it.
Here.
Cascade is actually cut short here.
That's to avoid the Sky Flash.
Yeah.
So usually, Derek is going to be playing towards B long and Sky Flashing that. They're trying to deny info.
Jump spot getting that information though. So
now they've got a good read. As soon as they see Stella's Viper Orb go up there, they know that he's going to be playing around this area, and they know that this spot is the most important piece of map control they can take. And once they're past it, do 100 Thieves have anything to flush them back out? Is there any re-clear?
Alright, he's going to be landing. Top of tube, maybe into the corner as well.
And cubby, yeah.
Yeah, it's a full execute. Slow orbs as well, and look at the space that it's clearing out here. Good response by 100 Thieves, though. They use their own util in kind just to try and push them away. Slow orbs and the wall in their face.
NRG have not left anybody towards the other side of the map. You know, normally that would be Som or Finesse, but they're actually required to be here to use those snake bites and that high tide. So the pivot through the teleporter would be somewhat of a gamble right now.
Instead, it's going to be the cut noise re-hit. That's the only plan that they can really go towards. The spike is leaning towards Hookah.
30
100
seconds
Thieves
left.
have read it, but they don't have much utility.
Nade flash slow. Satchel movement. Tries to offset it. Still cryo. Round to the side. It's going to be the cove in his face, but no one's planting this one. Time running so low. And there's Som just trying to isolate these fights. One after the other. Moves to the side. He gets his 2 kills. Spike has to be planted though. Bang.
10 seconds left.
Creeping, crawling around the side. He spots the plan and denies it. Okay. Around 1. It's the sole player left standing. And this has been a trend so far this entire map. The rounds that 100 Thieves are winning. 1 player surviving. Not much left in terms of the bank, in terms of being able to pull up. Because look at it. 100 Thieves, they win the round, and the investment in terms of their guns, I mean, we can see it.
Last player standing.
Stingers and half armor.
1 enemy remaining.
Yeah, I mean, take a look at what Bren was just talking about here. It's really rough economy for 100 Thieves because that bonus round did enormous damage. And 100 Thieves look like they want to push down short.
Aggression. 1 angle watched for.
Wow, it's a
Locked
market
off.
crunch, but there's nobody there.
Yeah.
It's only Artist giving them info, and NRG react.
Very cool idea. Trying to squeeze them as well with a Trailblazer. Artist barreling forwards. Crashes there to trade. And the Reckoning as well gives them full peace of mind. No sound cues. They know that the site is fully cleared out. NRG on the cusp now of claiming that 10th round. Post-plan positioning is more than good. Derek, though, disrespect being showcased. He thought he had the kill. Bit of a stinger moment there. Just couldn't quite land that 3rd bullet onto the head.
And Stella with the Spectre in heaven might be ruining the decision to force buy here. Despite the fact that 100 Thieves won the round, it was just over from the get-go.
Hoping he can get a rifle, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to take a Phantom and get away. NRG looking so comfortable on this map. The calls are instinctive. Their players just understand their positions so well. Everyone looks comfortable.
Yeah, it's very well drilled.
That has made an enormous difference in the last week with NRG, getting people onto comfort roles. And yeah, I know you look at this, and Victor's playing Duelist, and Artis isn't, right? But to close out that series, and here on Bind, that they're able to improvise on the fly and have those instinctive plays to punish 100 Thieves.
Those mid-round calls as well that have been so damn good.
They go for a showers crunch there. And Dog, does NRG realize that? Do they read it?
Spots the 1. Is that going to give them enough information?
Usually if teams go for showers crunches, the react would be to head fast B.
Grouped up, Asuna. He was close on the corner because he had his showstopper, but he's rotating all the way back out. What's the kind of call that he's received here? I mean, whatever it is, it's incorrect because he was already out of there. He could have potentially got more. Still, Showers is in control of them for but a moment. Spike going to be planted though. Nade, no, denies it actually, so has to back away. Have to respect this one. Still with the ults online. Classic kill, showstopper. Oh, but a strike committing it. The call has been made and there's 100 Thieves who are winning it.
Look at that. Last player standing.
No rivals in their hands, left up to Som now. Rez bringing Derek back into the fold, making sure that this is fully cleaned up. No gaps in the play, no weaknesses. Cascades in their face, blocked off, a bit of spam. Maybe a kill could be found, but no, it's counter play, counter spam. Bringing him down. What a turning point. A heavy investment, don't get me wrong, for 100 Thieves, committing all those ultimates, but they win the round, and that's the important factor.
It feels like that same swing round 8, where we saw NRG go for the aggressive push, manage to find a thrifty. Feels like it could be a similar shift in momentum happening at about the same time in the second half. 100 Thieves have managed to claw their way back in and bring this to only a 3-round deficit. But what was it off the back of? Going for a Showers Crunch, stacking the site, getting a bit lucky perhaps that NRG full committed A, and then recovering by using a ton of ultimates. Well, that ult economy is now massively in favor of NRG.
Rather lopsided.
They just have so many entry tools to batter back these two B defenders and cement their position on site.
So looking at this round, we now start to think about it in terms of 100 Thieves really needing to win it. And you can see it as soon as the contact is spotted, the showstopper, yeah, Victor
I've got your trail.
carving out a path for the rest of his team to follow. Seekers as well. Now going to be that extra level applied. They know where Cryo is, they know his position's noted. There's going to be a double swing, should be clinical, should be clean, but again, you are facing Cryo. You're trying to take the fight to him. Eventually he falls as Asuna tries to relieve that pressure, flooding into the back, but the crossfire setup's too damn good. And left down to Derek.
Spike planted.
That was what one of the players is. Tries to get one of the fights under his belt. Wins it, still low. Flash to the side, pushes them back and away. Spring down, hoping that they would swing into it. But it's clean from NRG. 3 players surviving into it, keeping their rifles going.
And still keeping a good postman tool with Finesse's Viper's Pit. I was a little concerned that they didn't clear out Cryo as quickly as they could have done. But the opening aggression from Victor is really what's cementing it. Victor's entry capabilities, when he has that set idea of what he's supposed to be doing and how he makes space for the rest of his team, it's sublime. We just have so much footage at this point of him playing Raze with a fast entry, Neon with a fast entry. It works. This style just works for NRG. Hundred Thieves Sage Wall cuts off Showers as the Trailblazers used very early in the round to try and spot anybody short. The problem is, it only really saw, many people shooting bullets and then Finesse. And Finesse is always going to be holding this spot, even if they're lurking towards B.
It's been slowed all the way through, so Finesse potentially waiting for the Viper Wall to come back online so we can try and get a bit of a lurk play, maybe, but the rest of his team is right behind him as well with that spike in their hands. They are set up for a TP pivot.
Yeah, it looks like an A fake into a B pivot.
Okay.
They're gonna pit?
Yeah, I think this really does sell it though.
This is crazy. Look at the defender rotation.
Absolutely. They've dragged them all the way through, and guess what? Spike is not here. And now the space steadily gets taken up.
What a masterclass. What a finesse.
Stella's the last one standing here. I mean, it's going to be noted now that they are heading on to B, and he's going to be calling, guys, it was a fake. They committed into this one, but it leaves now. Victor is a bit of a backstab. This Viper's Pit is going to be fading. Finesse is all the way out of this one. Let's see what value he can get, but there is so much chaos in this round that anything could happen. This fight is so important. Bang wins it. Big one for him. He's left it now into that 4v5. NRG, how do they hold on to the post plan? Smokes in their face. Push past this one, even a Cove as well on top of it. So many things to be dealt with on top of the wall. Trying to watch through it, drops down. Stella can't really help the rest of his team. Blocks being broken and fights being taken. It's NRG to get themselves onto that 12th round. What a masterclass that was caught by Finesse.
Match point.
That's where you see the value that this guy can give a team. The mind games are going to continue all match between Finesse and Stella. But this is exactly the kind of round that Finesse loves to call.
Yeah.
It's just impossible to read from the defender's point of view. And also in the post plant, we saw the value of Soms Harbor. The high tide, the cascades are so difficult to get through. Being slowed as you enter is a nightmare for the retakers. Playing into the strengths of the composition wonderfully. Now here, Victor still has Boombot, Crashing still has Trailblazer. They could try and put a huge amount of pressure on Stella. In the past, the play that they've gone for is to run the dog through the Viper's pit and have Victor double blast pack from hookah into the pit. So they do this weird crunch play from hookah and from long. Now, they haven't run that for like half a year.
It's been a while.
Because Bind's been out of the rotation. Are they going to try it here? Would 100 Thieves be ready for it? Of course, they could always just end A and void this ult entirely.
Dogger, I don't think, spotting Asuna there onto the close corner, but 50 seconds remaining. Time has been bought, of course, but 5 opportunities for NRG to close out this first map. Stem that are on the cusp, and the pressure's going to be felt now. The heat turned up for 100 Thieves. You've got to make a difference and maybe take some risks. You're seeing it here. Manifested, Asuna's just holding close inside the brim smoke, looking this way, that way. He's on a swivel.
Left.
Doesn't know what angle to watch. Smoke's going to be dissipating in just a moment, but with 25 seconds left, if he can try and deny them from even getting into the choke point, it could make all the difference. Underhanded nade, now to Reckoning. Pushing through. No one can really stand still anyway. You got to try and hold your ground, but the fight's being taken anyway. Barreled through. Still time is running so damn short. And bang! What a transfer. 7 seconds remaining up on top of the wall. Could have been a mistake, but a spike. Oh, it's planted. And time has been bought. Artis onto the high ground position. He wins his fight out down to Stella to salvage the map, to keep them in it. But NRG, they've already got his position noted. It's doubled up. It doubled up is the play, and it works out to AT. Listen, NRG, heavy counter-strat team. They love to do their preparation. They love to learn what teams are running. And 100 Thieves, you know, one of the few teams in Americas that have been playing a lot of leaning into Fracture ever so slightly when it comes to their map pool. So a lot to glean from this one.
And then 100 Thieves also have very heavy set play, defensive aggression style on this map. They're going to be pushing out A-holes, pushing tree, south side pushes are the name of the game. And I think Sean's bang on the money here. I mean, look at what they're going for off the rip.
Yeah, flash to disrespect it. As well as the dash as well. Artis taking up all this space as a refight is called.
It's all a fake.
It has to respect it. Yeah, it's a full fake on the pistol round, nevertheless. All this util being dumped in. They pulled the players right away. There's only one player who's going to be absorbing any sort of that B play. They are selling this so damn well. All the util, but Stella. Turret's still active. That spot's out there. They are crossing onto the site, and the call's going to be made now. Stella noting. Quick clearance there of the tower.
That re-clear of tower has bought enough space for 100 Thieves to get into retake positions. 100 Thieves love pushing the extremities on the retakes. And look at the position of Asuna. He's the playmaker here.
Right here.
Usually 100 Thieves are going to try and send people towards tree as well, but they didn't have time this round because they didn't control halls.
And this fight is so important over towards Arcade. First bit of a pump there towards Jenny. Wide swing as well. Coverage from the rest of his team. Asuna needs to get a kill. Needs to try and find his one here to the side. Som, though. Enough time being bought. Stella pushing them back. Som low enough. A bit of spam. One chip damage will do it, but he still survives in the middle of all of this. And the post-plant setup just too damn clean. NRG strolling away. A casual jaunt in the park is what it felt like as they win that pistol round.
How about a finesse masterclass on the pistol? I mean, we talk so much about how good he is at selling these fakes. They are beautifully constructed, and the other part of that too is he will run an A hit later in this half that looks exactly the same, but they finish A. He is very balanced in terms of the way that he runs these kind of strategies. And NRG just cooking up a beautiful pistol round there, which not only did it fake out 100 Thieves, but it denied them Hall's control. And 100 Thieves on defense are always going to be looking for the pushes on their defense because it sets them up for very solid B retakes where they control these stairs, they control Arcade.
Looking at Victor, despite a fight that might be about to be taken from Artis with that dash because Victor's about to be pushed all the way on the north side. Kill claimed. Backs away, holding close to the rope there, so no danger of him losing the gun and losing his life. Now moving forward, it's going to be smokes drop down. Stella anchored around Dice. Holding a close corner. He's blind though. Actually fired off a couple of shots there. Artis, he should have been notable. Should have been known at least still. It's going to be watched for there. There was a repush attempt as 100 Thieves looked to see if they could tackle them as they were trying to take the side, but no Dice.
There's those classics doing work again. For 100 Thieves, no rifles that they can pick up. the players that they're killing are deep on site, deep in NRG enemy territory.
The post-plant setup is a little bit too strong. 2 Vandals, the Bulldog as well.
It's interesting to see the way that Bang and Asuna play this, actually, because I think that the way that 100 Thieves play, they need these ult orbs. But it looks like they're just happy to die to the spike.
Yeah, with Crashes and Victor so close, or not so close, but listen, halfway.
Yeah.
To that point when it comes to their ultimates, call gets made, so they're going to be going down to the spike to deny any of that.
Yeah. But the way that 100 Thieves like to play on the defense side of this map, they grab the initiative a lot. They control the tempo.
Yeah.
And I think often having ultimates really helps you there. It helps you grab the initiative way more aggressively. Another big win condition for 100 Thieves is getting the operator in Cryo's hands. Having Cryo op made all the difference the last time they played Fracture. He just looked insane at it. But instead, we're going to see a tree push. Once more. 100 Thieves leaning into the aggression.
A straight-up clash is about to be taken.
Can NRG hold on? Is Sean right? Can they absorb the aggression?
The stun and a smoke to cut it off. This is a call, though. Look at this from NRG. They anticipated it. There was a stun being held, and they used the util to try and push them back all the way through.
Very nice. That's that part of the anti-strat that comes through. NRG are not going into that. Unexpected.
On Victor. It's an off angle. Potentially favored there with the ADS Bulldog, but no, Cryo. Wide swing, rips his head off, takes away one piece of the puzzle.
And Cryo's once again going to float around. He just wants to take as many fights as possible here. Ardis is completely alone in this spot.
He's containing 2 of the 100 Thieves players, but they have enough locking down this site. Both smokes were expended there towards the A site.
Finesse is running into A, making as much noise as possible, trying to make it feel like it is an A hit.
And it's just not the case.
Well, Ardis knows that these players are not rotating. He would be able to hear them if they had left sight.
And now it's NRG who are running out of the answers. They need Ardis to find an opening. It's contacting through, not making any noise all the way up the ropes. It's a risky venture from him. There could be somebody holding just close, and he wouldn't be favored taking that fight, yet still he clears it out behind the dice, though. That's what they'll strike, but it's that pincer and containment still. Safe hands from Derek. 3 in a round for him, shuts that one down in a moment's notice.
A major round from 100 Thieves to stabilize and ensure that NRG aren't allowed to run away with it. Because at some point on Bind, NRG just turned up the tempo and ran away with that map. Like the Des was talking about, it could have been a 13-3. It was that dominant. And how are they getting that victory? By Cryo prodding towards Tree and then re-clearing Arcade, constantly keeping this guy active. They still don't have an op in his hands. Normally that's going to come online around round 6, round 7, something like that. But more aggression, more tree push.
And this is going to be a staple of the composition.
But ideally, what 100 Thieves want is for NRG to take the bait and react quickly into their Killjoy so that they can set up fast flanking retakes. And NRG have just slowed it down.
Seekers, Trailblazer splitting up into conversions onto the site. The dash rolls from Ardis. High ground contained, yet still Stella. He's anchoring, reigning supreme, and he's got the help of the rest of his team. Barreling through. A flood attempt to deny, crashes. Showcasing some of that consistency, and at the same time, it's Victor as well. He's evened this up.
But the spike is not in a spot where NRG can grab it.
Cryo low enough, though. One bullet to the chest will do it. Doesn't need to be accurate. Stun, pushing him away. But you are right. The advantage is there. Spike out into the open. The fight wants to be taken straight to them. A smoke to cut off one of the angles. This is risky. Cryo potentially opened himself up there to many, many angles, but backs away to safety. Now a flash as well, pushing him back, comes out of this! Oh my word! Crashies with 4 in a round.
Amazing round from Crashies, but look how antsy 100 Thieves are in those spots.
Yeah, not content to just sit there.
In terms of the pace that these teams are comfortable playing out on Fracture, 100 Thieves only looks comfortable when they're constantly doing something. Cryo has to be hunting for a fight. They have to be flashing. They need to be fault lining. They need to grab the info, because otherwise they start to worry. Have NRG outplayed them? Have we given up some map control? I mean, the spike was right there at their feet, and they still didn't feel comfortable to slow it down.
Yeah.
This whole map, it feels like NRG's job will just be to slow the tempo down. Here's another north side crunch. Do NRG react fast off this one? Almost every team has a protocol to push B.
And essentially flip the map. That's going to be a rolling thunder. It's used to push them forwards. Cryo trying to take up this space. Does he realize? Still Ardis is there! Off to the side. Dash updraft. It doesn't matter. He does not survive. A flood in. It's up to back. Holding his ground behind the dice angle again, but it's watched for. And NRG looking so damn in control. Molly at the feet, denying everything.
Easy stuff for Som.
So rapid the way these rounds are happening. And yeah, you're right. Easy stuff indeed for Som.
Yeah. 100 Thieves have an idea there. They're trying to... and it worked beautifully against Crew. Cryo was 7-0 in terms of first kills to first deaths. The aggression was working, the opping was working. I think this timeout for 100 Thieves, not only is it designed to settle the nerves, but it's also telling them to save for the op. Look at Cryo with a classic 2,500 in the bank. He is definitely going for the operator here.
Got the Blade Storm though as well, could potentially do some work, but there's no time wasted. Ardis pushing forwards and Util through. Derek's trying to re-clear Jenny, but already NRG, I mean, they are taking all the timings against them. Left up to this, a close angle. Bang, he's got to hear that reload, and he knows it's there. That's why he's at that slight off angle, but it's one thing to win it with the Sheriff. Still, Cryo in the fight. Watch for Dash, active. Dog in his face, Dash is back, it's still it connects, and he's stunned up. No more Util left to make the most of these knives. And time is starting to run short. That's close. Oh, he's taking a fight there. He's giving up a rifle, potentially, yep. Exchange, Cryo's got that one in his hands, yet loses the fight regardless. Asna would do well to just try and save this one, if he can even get out at all.
NRG with the punish. They move up 5-1. But now we get to see it. Are they going to go for the operator? It looks like it. Okay, so Cryo gets that online, and this changes things a lot. 100 Thieves have had a couple of aggressive rounds still with Cryo opping. They put the Jet and the Killjoy together, and they triple push the others out. But in general, Cryo is just going to be looking for his team to slow the pace down so that he can rotate and find the spots where NRG are pushing forwards. The only bad part here to the 100 Thieves game plan is, not only are they in the hole in terms of their rounds, but they are in terms of the ult economy. Can Cryo really hold these spots against a Rolling Thunder or an Orbital Strike?
Stun, Dog pushing him away. Dash still active, but Cryo's been isolated. He's been found, and the op's going to be called out. Smokes dropped. Time is of the essence. Orbital Strike to cut them through, and that's to try and isolate one of those fight, but again, just spamming the other side of it. Bang gets caught out.
Here.
Rolling Thunder, why not? Throw it into the mix. Pushing them all the way back, and the operator gets nothing done. Close to the corner, a fight needs to be won. It's Asuna, dropped to 1 health. Still alive, still in the fight, still in action, but what can they do here other than save? They got to back away, and they're not even going to get the operator out of there.
Wow. Devastating. Absolutely devastating for 100 Thieves. They went for a re-clear. Cryo and Asuna holding hands through door, looking to regain some hole control and put the pressure back on NRG. It all fell to pieces. And you see that sad blue X on the map. And there lies the treasure, the operator.
Not going to be able to save it.
There's no chance.
NRG would love to hunt for some rifles here, obviously, with the state of the economy. 400 Thieves. Got to stay alive, got to stay healthy. Aston is low, he'll go down. Single shot.
And with the Blade Storm already used, with the operator offline as well, it is now really rough. The economy in a terrible, terrible spot for 100 Thieves, despite the massive loss bonus. NRG running away with it here.
Look at the ults they've still got to use. I mean, I thought they overinvested in that run, but honestly, yeah, they've got plenty to spare even still.
Tons. That's the problem. The ult economy just got up to such a good spot. And to be honest, they ran Cryo down with normal utility. You know, they didn't even really invest the ults into him specifically.
Blinded.
Money all over the place here. What? The approach from NRG looks like leaning towards that B split. All the way up. That's a dash with the stun.
You should run.
Still active here for Ardis. Wants to try and clear tower. Stella doing the most. Yet he is locked in his position. When the attacker's locked down, he needs to take a fight. He needs to push through, and it's going to be watched for. Doesn't gain another one. Not for his troubles. Bang trying to vacate. He won't be able to find any easy path out of there.
But this is the uncomfortable territory now for NRG. They've allowed 100 Thieves to
Spike
do that
planted.
Halls push, and this is where their retakes look decent. Crashy's positioning, though, I think should win them the round.
They're all from main. Orbiter strikes while pushing them back. Cut up, crossed up, Cryo dashes forwards, but I mean, Derek just can't push forwards. He can't wade his way through the ultimate. Left alone in this 1v2. And it's that post-plan positioning. Crashy's holding close. The crossfire setup's just too damn strong. NRG have a complete understanding of how 100 Thieves want to play this map.
They do, utterly. They read that triple push, and they know in their bones that Canteen and Generator have nobody there. Because they've watched the VODs, they know what it is. There is always Cryo with Asuna and Derek as a triple push coming through halls. If the push is coming from that direction, those three players are gonna be there.
Right here.
And 7-1 the lead.
Right here.
Ops on both sides now. Though Artis has Bladestorm if things get funky. Cryo's gonna look for the repeak. He needs a first kill here.
Crossing over. Crashes is already on that deeper angle. He's holding for the jump spot. Does he even realize this?
There's no way.
I mean, an angle here. Still, the door is open. Deep flash gives a bit of info, but I don't think they expect Crashes to be here. I mean, will it make a difference?
That deep flash tells Crashies they don't know he's there. So you could see Crashies try and walk up on them. At the moment, though, happy to be patient, hoping that Cryo is just going to swing a little deeper.
He knows the door's still open. Oh my goodness.
And suddenly, Cryo realizes, I was holding the wrong angle the whole time.
Yeah, pushed back. So got the operator though. With the Trailblazer used, it's a big tool to try and push an operator off that angle still. 45 seconds left now. NRG taking their sights over towards a different section, towards B main. 100 Thieves are still holding close though. Derek's inside the smoke in case they decide to contact. He hears the orb being picked up, so now he's got to know. But when is this going to be fading? Well, being used up close, holding straight to them. Double up draft play, they spam it out. Still Artis over the top. Nana Swarm at his feet. Can't remain rooted, can't remain stationary, and he will not. With the right click clearing a way through, a path is gained. But with 15 seconds left, an opportunity for 100 Thieves. Can they deny this? No!
Spike
Flick to
planted.
the side, bang is met. Onto the head though. Operator versus operator, a bit of a sniper battle.
Finesse positioning, good in the post plant. Cryo looking for it.
Trying to retake this one with the orb, the angle.
Last player standing.
Take it to the side, watching it, a wide swing from Finesse. Any sort of danger in the round just evaporated.
And after an incredibly rocky beginning to Americas, NRG look like they are dismantling one of their biggest rivals for those bottom playoff spots.
Yeah.
Just to reiterate again how important this is, NRG are up against some of their most massive rivals, 100 Thieves, Furia, these kind of teams fighting for their life just to make it into playoffs currently. And 100 Thieves came off the back of a major win against Leviathan that looked like they were going to have the momentum and save their season. Suddenly, they are getting punched in the mouth. NRG just know everything.
2-0 loss in this fashion would be dire.
Yeah.
In terms of the grander scheme of things for the playoffs as well. Still,
Not
deep push
just-
at Arcade.
Not just because it would push 100 Thieves to 3-3, but also because they would lose the head-to-head against one of their big rivals if it comes down to a tiebreaker.
If the maps ends up being as one-sided as this, the round differential also might start to play a part.
This is dangerous.
Bella's crossed here. They don't seem to be aware at all. Swings wide. What a
Spike
landing.
down,
That was an
attacker spawn.
insane spray transfer from Som.
I got the spike.
He got 2 in that situation and has actually recovered it for NRG.
Yeah, he's done well there. More than well. A lot was asked of him, and he stepped up to the task. Still, Crashies this whole time been contacting through, and now he's going to be making the call. Guys, the A site looks pretty clear. I've got it watched. I've got it angled. And Bang was just opening himself up there. Just seemed none the wiser
30
that
seconds
A
left.
Hall's push could have been even a reality. But could this still be turnable?
They've got the weapons.
Derek's got the ult. Rolling Thunder to try and cleave their way through into the site. Open up a path. Down to the side here, Aftershock. Clears the coast corner, Asuna. Opens himself up, he's able to take an easy fight, but Here's the danger of this one. Rolling Thunder. He pushed them back. Victor, does he have Nana Swarms on that spike? That's the question. Not in sight. Start to tap this one. Pushing forwards. Asuna taking the fight. Half under the fuse. Sticking it through. No, gets off of it. Trying to double play it. Derek, you need to win this fight out. And it's not likely. Crashy standing up, taunting the opposition because he knows. Oh, he knows. Ice cold. 3 in a round. Contains it down, and this lead is insurmountable.
That's another unlosable situation for 100 Thieves. I know that they had a bad eco heading into the round, and they did an amazing job even making it winnable, yes. But to find yourself in that clutch scenario when you're pretty confident, the breach ult has hit both of them, and Derek doesn't trust Asuna, doesn't stick, gets off at half. They'll be kicking themselves in the VOD review sessions after this game. It is going to be heartbreak in the 100 Thieves camp if it carries on like this.
And now you're seeing a bit of desperation. Full containment, 100 Thieves. They want to try and Rolling Thunder and fight this one aggressively with the Seekers. Split its way through.
Spike down B.
Well, look at that. Still, NRG. How are they winning this fight?
Victor just ran in.
I mean, it's just absurd.
He just ran in and killed 3 of them. It's another round where 100 Thieves should be favored, and it's all slipped away.
They had a full convergence just watching that arcade push. 100 Thieves winning the necessary fights, but I mean, I gotta see that from Victor's perspective. He just wins that out just by wading through and left up to Stella. Util's gonna get triggered. He has the spike, so he gets that plant down. Or let's should say Som here. Getting the plant down. Locked into the close corner. Stella's got to try and find one of these fights. He hears the jump spots. We know Som located, spots the other one. Now it's going to be noted, yet still doesn't win the fight. I mean, confidence from Victor. 4 for him.
Last round before
How did he
switch.
open that one up? I mean, give me a glimpse at least. I mean, that was just ridiculous.
Yeah, that's a crazy one. Take a look at the replay here. He just walks
through.
B main. Obliterates the players trying to swing through the smoke to trade it.
Unbelievable.
But also, working off the distraction, the whole of 100 Thieves focused on arcade because that's where the vast amount of the NRG players are. And normally, Victor's playing quite passively in those spots. I mean, this is over.
Yeah.
This is over. 100 Thieves, their only major rounds they've won in this whole match were Cryo's 1v4 and Asuna's 1v2. What, they won a couple sprinkling pistols in
Right
between?
up close. No way, not like this. What? Why not? Spectre straight into the smoke. Who knows what targets we were aiming for, but 2 kills claimed, so an advantage is found. But if that's what it's take, Josh, I mean, even when 100 Thieves are set up like this, they haven't been able to close out the rounds.
Well, it's not just that they have a
right
player
here.
advantage, but actually on the A site, it's still a 2v3 for 100 Thieves. They're not confident in the information that the Killjoy utility has given them on B, and they're not confident playing retake on that side, so Derek's gonna be on the other side of the world.
And this has really been slowed down, waiting out the smokes. Now you see it. The time to strike. Laid down. Spam through to try and catch the cross there, but you have to give up the side. And as that spike goes down, it's not planted for a post-plan crossfire setup from Horse and Drop. Now you see the lockdown, but it's going to be an orbital strike. Yeah, and that's used in response of it. Clears it out. 100 Thieves are aware of this, though. They weren't standing close. They just give it the space. Wait it out now, but Finesse. Oh, Finesse. Flash through to clear this one, and timing is absolutely everything here. No one looking to the side. Close into the corner, stunned up. Som still not being cleared, and a fight being taken, split apart at the seams. Som still claims 2, just close, but it's not planted for them. Sticking, diffusing all the way through, but being swarmed from every angle, and he can't get it through. 11 rounds. 1 is all 100 Thieves will get.
Player standing.
Another 3v4, another so far, just through 2023. 100 Thieves started awfully, looked like they were going to recover. Big upset win over Leviathan. And now, if they get the pistol, that'll only be the second that they've won on Fracture.
See if there's a way to rally back here for 100 Thieves, but NRG might just be trying to compete for one of the most one-sided maps that we've seen in the Americas thus far. Already a grand start, a grand opening. But spamming into the common positions, Victor's dealt with what is that by Ardis? The adjustment, the flick to the side, warbang in play, damage being done, shot doesn't land. Stella survives, but now he is just being picked apart. Flash, not connecting down to Asuna. It's a 1v2 to win the pistol, to have any chance of this one. Wider swing, you can feel it. It's all being applied, and it's NRG who win it out.
All smiles on the faces of NRG, and for 100 Thieves, they are going to be reeling. There was a great interview, Brent. Stella with Sage Tatooine for Esports Illustrated. After they beat Leviathan, Stella said, "This was the best match we've played in a month. It's a big relief." To have your emotions so high after that upset result, and coming in here against NRG, believing you can do it, seeing that path to playoffs, and then losing potentially 13-1 here on Fracture, I mean, it just puts you straight back in the dumps. The emotional roller coaster will be so difficult for 100 Thieves to handle, even looking towards future matches.
Because this has just been crushing. Sheer domination. Cheeky peek by Finesse. Gets good information though, but oh, it's looking all but done.
100 Thieves are going to go for one last desperate effort with the force buy, but their attack side would just have to be utterly perfect from here on out. And even that would only get them to OT.
Yeah. For NRG, they'll think they are happy. Bad beginning to their season, to the split in the Americas. Former Kings of North America. Drop down, you know, it's uncomfortable territory for that core of that old Optic squad, but the preparation is clear, made manifest, and we're witnessing it right now with that scoreline. Still 100 Thieves attempting to battle back, scraping back. It's got to be one round at a time, and it's got to be here. It's got to be now. Fights taken, fights won. So the first piece of the puzzle sorted.
Smoke's down.
Good post-plant position as well. Full containment there towards Halls and drop. Even a couple of players onto the side.
I've just seen so many favored situations slip away from this team.
No way. Straight there onto Som. 2 versus 3. The position is noted. Stella needs to be that last extra element in this round now. Aftershock clears out the corner. You know they can't stand their ground, but it's good util to push them back even still. A double face as well, fights a 1 out. So, like I said, Josh, first piece of the puzzle is sorted, but
this place is nice.
it's a 1,000-piece jigsaw at this point, mate. I mean, good luck.
Yeah, and they got 2 minutes to solve it. I mean, it's a physical impossibility, I would say. NRG have just looked too good today. I think these final rounds, you have to believe, because that's your job to believe. But at the same time, it's about getting the confidence building for the next time, so that you look back at a game like this and you don't just think you got wrecked. It's about making the scoreline respectable and giving yourself real tangible things that you can improve on, rather than just going back into the VOD review and thinking, well, what
that was
can I take away
15
from
minutes.
this? Yeah.
That was a short one. Derek watching the push. Double swing up. Oh my goodness, the shot's okay. No kill found, but okay, well, yeah. Tarek watching us back, why not?
And
Timmy.
the fans will like that one.
Yeah.
Good one, Timmy.
Come
on, get him.
Honorary. Push it forwards. Well, and now it's a sheer-faced cliff, I think, is what you really have to try and climb round at a time, one at a time. It's the mentality you've got to have here, but plenty of opportunities for NRG to close this one out in a 2-0 fashion, which would be huge for them. Again, those playoff implications playing out, they'd love it.
Yeah, not only does it put NRG in a great spot with their win-loss record, but like I said before, they would win the head-to-head against 100 Thieves if they both end about 4 and 5. They would have a better map differential, potentially amazing round differential, as long as they can close things out early. And this is a great chance. Before any ults come on board, can NRG shut this down?
Orbs being picked up. Bit of pressure applied there. They break the turret towards Arcade, and Even sending a flash for good measure. Trying to fake like they are, leaning over towards that B side. But Sommer's holding. Pixel angle, ADS, and well, doesn't quite land the shot, but can't blame him for that one. It was a tough one.
He's just looking to get info and escape.
Your trail.
The Seeker's going to be offloaded now, pushing into the side. This is going to be a fast play. 100 Thieves, risks could be opened up right now. Dash over the top. Stun is landed. A bit of running gun is what's necessary. Get NRG. Oh my word.
Spike down A.
4 survive. We're still at the last one standing. It's up to him. And too much to do. 13-3. One of the most one-sided maps we've seen. Not the most one-sided yet. NRG win it in a 2-0 fashion.
And I think it's very poetic, Bren, that it ends with Finesse gunning down Stellar in the back. Because this game felt like Finesse completely deconstructed the 100 Thieves game plan. There were no adaptations that 100 Thieves could come up with. Downloaded, read, dismantled. Finesse and the rest of NRG just looked phenomenal. Back in their own home ground, their stomping ground of Bind, and on a map that they've historically been amazing at, but haven't really showcased it at any point in VCT Americas. Their Fracture looked sublime. I think we'll have to see whether their Fracture looks as good against other teams, because to me, this was very anti-strat heavy.
Yes.
But huge credit to them. They put the prep work in to win probably the most important game of NRG's season so far, and they didn't just win it. This was like the Loud versus Furia game, where a top team, a historically god-tier team, has some plucky upstart looking to come towards them, and they sit them down.
Shut them down entirely. Showmanship going to be exchanged here with a fist bump. So NRG setting themselves up very nicely with this 2-0 win, as we've already been mentioning over and over again. The head-to-head to matchup going their way. Building up the round differential, they did their homework. Straight A's across the board.
Looking forward in NRG's schedule as well. They play against Furia. If NRG are in this form, Furia's a winnable opponent. Then Loud, we get to see the NRG Loud clash once more. Could be an epic game. And then EG to close it out. NRG are in a rough spot. They knew that they were in a tough spot, but it looks like they've put in the work to recover their season.